industry plant, international pop star, drag queen, reincarnated Lady Gaga. I know she's not dead yet. No, this is Chappell Roan, the baddie, the myth, the legend herself. She is who we are going to be discussing today. Everything from her background to her campy ass fits to what made her blow up. But first, we need her backstory. Kaylee Rose M. Stutz, known as Chappell Roan, was born on February 19th, 1998 in Missouri with a strict Christian upbringing. Her current music would be described as, to many, as very campy gay pop. She often opens with drag queens at her shows, and she has a drag queen-inspired look herself. She also opened for Olivia Rodrigo for multiple shows on her Guts tour. Chappell has been pursuing music for the past 10 years and got dropped from her original record label. She then got dumped by her ex, had to move back home from LA with her parents, and work at a donut shop while she was trying to make it on her own as an independent indie pop artist. She eventually began writing and producing songs with Dan Negro, who also works with Olivia Rodrigo. She attempted to be what the Washington Post refers to as a somber and serious indie pop artist when she first released her single, Good Hurt, in 2017. She then decided to pivot to an unapologetically glittery and campy direction with the release of Pink Pony Club in 2020. But as the saying goes, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. So then, after all of that failure, what is it that made her successful? Many people have been asking this question, and rightfully so. It was definitely a strong combination of branding, being very unique, and 10 years of hard work. I referred to something called the Halloween costume theory of marketing in my previous video. I found this theory on TikTok, so I have no idea if it's actually real or not, but I do think it is a very useful tool. Also, you should totally go and check out that video on the rise of Sabrina Carpenter after you watch this one. I actually have two on the subject, so if you like this one, you'll definitely like that one too. But essentially, the theory suggests that if the consumer cannot dress as the celebrity for a Halloween costume and have it be instantly recognizable, then your personal brand is not strong enough. So an example of this with Chappell is her fiery red cascading curls, her drag-esque makeup, maybe some of her really campy outfits, like the Gov Ball look where she was dressed as the Statue of Liberty, or maybe her Falcon outfit on Jimmy Fallon, or honestly, even just her whole entire look on the album cover of The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, which she's in like a sash and a tiara. I think that's also a really prominent look. And I think because of these outfits, a lot of people have been comparing her to Lady Gaga. They've been calling her Gen Z's Lady Gaga, this generation's Lady Gaga, whatever. And while I couldn't agree more that they are both such major pop culture icons, I just feel like it does a little bit of a disservice to Chappell in the sense that it causes a really big shadow of Lady Gaga to be cast over Chappell's career, and I just feel like that's kind of like a nasty thing to have. It's almost like she has to like live up to this thing now, and even though I think it's really cool that she's being compared to Chappell, I just feel like honestly it is a disservice to her. And I feel like she's being forced into the shadow of her predecessor. And although her window of fame has been very short so far, Chappell has had some very memorable moments. One of my favorites, personally, is when she was up on stage and said, "I'm your favorite artist's favorite artist." And that was obviously a reference to Sasha Colby, the drag queen, when they said, "I'm your favorite drag queen's favorite drag queen." I love that. I love that so much. And speaking of this moment, I've heard a lot of discourse on Jimmy Fallon hating gay people, and I think it's not funny. I do think it's a little bit funny because honestly, I think that he just literally does not know how to talk to her. So like, I don't really think it has anything to do with him hating gay people per se. I just feel like Chappell is such like a chronically online, ultimate like Gen Z gay icon that like someone like Jimmy Fallon, like that, they just like do not compute wavelengths. And honestly, I totally fucking understand that, especially after listening to like months and months of like Drew and Enya talk on Emergency Intercom podcast. That shit has rotted my brain, but in the best way possible. So low-key, like, we're in the same boat. Like, I see you, girl. But unfortunately, I really don't feel like Chappell is going to be with us for much longer as a performer. She has openly shared her struggles on Instagram and at her shows and stuff about her struggle with bipolar 2 disorder, which is a mood disorder categorized by manic and depressive episodes. And you're basically just like cycling through that over and over and over again. And with this, she spoke out about how she feels she's gotten famous too fast. Despite being really grateful and saying it's her dream job and stuff, she has said like it does feel like it happened way too fast for her. She told the crowd in Raleigh, I think that's how you say that, I've never heard of that city before, but at one of her concerts, that she was having a really hard time adjusting to this newfound fame, according to Variety magazine. Everything is very exciting right now, and I'm realizing that success actually makes me quite uncomfortable and self-conscious, and I'm not sure why yet. If you're an artist, indie or not, this career is fucking hard, and I feel you. That's a quote by Chappell. She's also spoke on her struggles with regulating her moods and everything, as that comes with the disorder, and that's also another reason why I feel like she might not be around too much longer as a performer, at least not without some sort of a hiatus for a while. I think I also saw somebody like a while back on TikTok say this too, but unfortunately I don't remember who it was, so if it was you, I don't know, comment down below and I can link your TikTok. Point being, that with these sort of overnight sensations that just seemingly blow up out of nowhere, there's actually a lot going on mentally, and it can cause a lot of mental strain on someone, especially someone with a mood disorder like Chappell, having bipolar too. So to all of you who love Chappell as much as I do, my advice is to fucking run and get your tickets now while you can, because that's exactly what I did, because I do not want to miss out on the chance to see her perform live. Like, are you joking? That would be a dream, and I'm gonna get to live out my dream. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be sick as fuck. I'm really excited. And even though that is totally completely understandable, if she does need to go on a hiatus or something, if it's temporary, if it's forever, I think all of us understand that, like mental health stuff pretty well, but I really badly want to see her before, if any of that happens. Just because like fame isn't all wearing cunty outfits on the red carpet and swiping and getting hit on Raya, unfortunately. It can have a very real and lasting effect on someone's mental health. I actually did some research on what fame can do to your brain and how it affects people. For starters, probably the most obvious, you are under constant scrutiny. No matter who you are, what you're doing, where, like, everything about you is being criticized constantly, especially on the level of fame that Chappell is right now and where she's going. It's just like, I can't even imagine, like, thing after thing after thing after thing. That seems very overwhelming. Millions of random people have so much to say about everything about you, from your body to your personality to your biggest insecurity. There's also obviously a very big loss of privacy and a lot of trust issues with that, because people can't really go out in public, do regular things, and do such, and it feels very violating for these people. And there's also a lot of identity crises that can be triggered by these, because the famous people, they can have a hard time sometimes separating their like famous persona from their actual real life personality, and I feel like low-key having a stage presence might make that easier, like somebody like Lana Del Rey and Elizabeth Grant, maybe even Chappell Roan and Kaylee Rose, because I feel like if you have like a clear-cut like stage name and then your regular persona, I feel like that might make it a lot easier to deal with. But I don't know, I'm not famous, so I don't know. And lastly, there's addiction, which is a big one that we have heard about, obviously, and a lot of celebrities use addiction to cope with other said issues, just because there is a lot of hardships to deal with fame, whether or not it's like glamorous or whatever. And addiction is still a very real issue amongst these people, for which celebrities also, by the way, I got this information from PCIcenters.com, so if y'all want to go check it out, if you guys care, like, be my guest, go ahead. And although being a celebrity isn't like the worst thing in the world you could ever go through or anything like that, remotely close to that, it still comes with its own gripes and challenges. Like, it's not the perfect life. And I think after making this video, I have a lot of empathy for someone like Chappell, and I always did, I never didn't, but I think just like really after seeing that video of her at that concert explaining that like she's feeling pretty off with her bipolar disorder and stuff, and like with her super quick rise to fame, I think I just have a lot more empathy for people like her who are leading a pretty normal, regular life, and now they're like fucking psh. And the last thing I wanted to touch on is the question I feel like a lot of us are asking, that being, is it sustainable? And I just like squeaked. And personally, I think that anything is really sustainable with the right team behind you. Because, I mean, look at Taylor Swift. She has been huge and relevant for the past, like, decade of her career. And she really, like, is not slowing down anytime soon. But sadly, I don't really know if I could see that happening for Chappell. I could, but I also could very well see it not happening for her, just being that she does struggle a lot with mental health, and I feel like a hiatus of some sort is very much upon us sooner than we think. But obviously I have no idea. I literally have no fucking clue. All of this is my opinion, and everything in this video is alleged. I don't want to get sued. Also, this video is not hating, but I guess that we just have to check back in on everything in like 2 years from now and see if I was right or if I was clowned. I don't know. Neither do you. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell so you never miss another upload from me. I make videos and post them I upload every single Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's like Seattle, LA, whatever else, I don't know. But also, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and check out my other video essays too, because you will definitely love them. Definitely. Also, make sure to comment down below. I try to respond to all of my comments, and also I just straight up love talking with you all. So make sure to comment down something like your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your opinions. Keep it respectful, but like I love talking to you guys. And also just talk to each other. Let's have a little discussion. Let's have a little party. It'll be so much fun. Thanks for watching. Bye. XO.